Okay, now that we know how to change a mixed number into an improper fraction, we have to know how to change it back, because anyone who works in a really technical field, works with a lot of measuring devices, knows these devices do not read improper fractions, okay? And plus, also to have a functional knowledge of how fractions work and how they change between all the formats is an important thing to know, okay? So let's say we have the fraction 11 thirds. Okay, now in order to change this into a mixed number, remember the fraction bar means divide. Okay, I feel like too many people forget that they just see, oh, it's just a fraction bar, you know. But remember in math, kind of the crappy thing about math is things can represent or have multiple functions. So the fraction bar, yes, means a fraction bar, but it also means divide. So essentially this means 11 divided by 3. So the way we change this is we just do the division. So we do 3 into 11. Okay, now we do a little bit of a longhand division that we practice with basic arithmetic. That's why I kind of had you run through those hoops of basic arithmetic, so when you get to this stuff, you know what to do. Okay, so 3 doesn't go into 1, but 3 goes into 11 3 times. Okay, and 3 times 3 is 9. Go ahead and subtract the 9. 11 minus 9 is 2. We have nothing else to bring down, so that's our remainder. So we have 3 remainder 2. Excuse my penmanship. I don't have the best handwriting, but hopefully as the quarter progresses, it'll get a little bit better. Okay, now when you get to this part, we have we go in 3 times the remainder of 2. So what you got to remember is this right here. How many times it goes in? That's the whole number. Okay. Your remainder is your numerator. Okay, and you guessed it, denominator stays the same. So if I want to write this as a mixed number, this will be 3 and 2 thirds. And if you recall from the last video, if I just reverse this process, it takes me right back up to here. Because remember, this and this are the same thing. Okay, so now when you're working with this stuff, always remember when we're changing these, we're not changing the format, we're just changing or like I said, reshuffling things, okay? So it's like we might need this for calculations, the improper fraction, but we need this to actually measure, okay? So let's do another one here. Let's take a look at the eraser. Okay, get this out of the way. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's try another one here. Let's do, I don't know, let's say we have 19 eighths, okay? For all of you guys working maybe in one of the measuring devices where you have a lot, or you deal with a lot of measuring devices like either a ruler or measuring tape, you're going to see eighths a lot. So again, let's follow the same process here. So let's do 8 divided into 19. So 8 doesn't go into 1, but 8 goes into 19, what, 2 times? So 8 times 2 is 16. Let's go ahead and subtract those. We get a remainder of 3. So the way we translate this into a mixed number, let me write it down here so you can compare the two. This gives me 2 and 3/8, okay, which is the mixed number equivalent of 19/8, because you think about it, if you go tell someone to measure 19/8 on a measuring tape, they could count it out. I guess you could do that if you don't like the person, but it's easier to measure out 2 and a full 3/8, okay? So remember, when you're doing this, writing it out's okay, doing this whole process is okay, but what I want you to eventually do is be able to take this and go straight to this, doing mental math, okay? Because, it's like I said, it's good to know the process, but you should be able to calculate these in your head eventually, because as you see more of them, you'll start to memorize answers and be able to calculate these a lot quicker, okay? But in case you need the process, because some people do, there's no shame in doing that, here's how you figure out every one of those. It's just always the numerator divided by the denominator, and then whole number, numerator, denominator. Okay?